Hi YouTube, my name's Olivia and I am a newbie action figure collector. I recently took an interest in action figures after watching a bunch of reviews on YouTube. It started when I was looking for one specifically, and I just watched a bunch after that because they were just, I don't know, I just liked looking at the figures and learning about them. And so I'm a bit of a casual collector and I only have a few right now to start, but I figured I would try doing some reviews myself because I thought I'd maybe have a different standpoint because I tend to buy my figures later and not running out when they're released, and so the prices might be a little different, or things like that. So just another perspective, and just it looks like fun. So I figured what better way to start my reviews than with my favorite comic book character, Nightwing. He was also the first action figure I ever received. Well, figures, as you can see. This is the DC Origins Nightwing, Series 1 of the DC Origins figures. It was released in June 2010, and I was given it as a gift. I want to say for my birthday that year, because my birthday's in August, and I've had these figures for quite a while now, so I don't know what the retail price was at that time, but I can tell you that the price these days is about $60 at the lowest, more like $80 to $100 on eBay, Amazon, any toy retailers that might have them, and that's new in box. I've never really seen these guys loose, not yet anyway. But so I don't have the package to show you, but I do have the collectible card that came with it. So you can see on one side is the first appearance Nightwing. Comparing him to his figure, he looks pretty good. And the other side is modern Nightwing. Also looks very good. So that's nice. That's nice to have. They also come with display stands, one for each. It's just a small black circle. It says DC 75 on it. As you can see, I have them standing up without them. I usually have them on display with the stands because I do find it helps them stand a little better, but it's not necessary. So I do like to show a panel from the comic just to show like what the costume looks like in print. So this is from issue 122 of Nightwing. It's just a panel that I could find that had his costume in full. And I don't have one for first appearance Nightwing because that was very brief. So let's take a look at the figures. We'll go through first appearance Nightwing first. He's got they both have really great bodies. For Nightwing is Dick Grayson, who was also the first Robin, and he's an acrobat first, and so he's got this like a slender but muscular build, I guess. So this is a really nice sculpt for this figure, both of the figures. It's really perfect for Dick Grayson. You can see that. Let's see if I can look at the head here. Doesn't want to focus on the head, but there we go. So this is a great head sculpt for first appearance Dick Grayson. You can see he has he's grinning, and you can his mask is a little bigger than Nightwing now. It's out of focus again, but if you look at his, let's see if I can get this again. Well, he's got blue eyes that you can see through his mask, which is unlike Nightwing of today that has them whited out. Doesn't want to focus on that, but you can also see he's got this wave of hair coming down on his forehead. And so then let's take a look at his costume. We got it's really nice portrayal of the costume. And if you want to look at the detail here, it's a really great detail. Let's see. The collar is really nice, really sturdy. It's got wrinkled details in the back to make it look realistic. This sort of belt is sculpted on. He's also got wrist details sculpted on, and his gloves, as well as his boots. Very thin sculpt. And the paint app is really nice. The main color, the main darker blue is it's almost metallic, and the light blue is matte. It's very nice, and the yellow, what has these fine black lines. It's really nice application there. Really fantastic. No, I don't see any really faults with it. And so also a note, his sculpt is so that his body is slightly turned. I don't know if you can really see it, but his right hip is sort of jutting a little bit forward. And so his right leg always needs to be slightly in front of his left so that he stands. And you know, I personally like to pose my figures that way, but it's a little strange. But you know, it's fine. I think that's about it for first appearance Nightwing. Really great figure. And I'm gonna take a look at the modern Nightwing figure. Really great figure here. I think this is one of the best Nightwing figures available. I don't own any others, but I have watched plenty of reviews, and I do think this is one of the best available. Take a look at his head first. So I really want to get a good shot of this because there we go. His head sculpt is definitely the best Nightwing figure head sculpt. It's the right size. Everything is great. The mask is really great. The hair is perfect. It just looks like Dick Grayson. It's also used on the Hush series figure. The figure is actually the same, except the mask is blue instead of black, and the costume is black, and the costume is like a matte black, and then his boots and I think maybe his gloves are glossy black. And I'd really love to get my hands on that figure. I think that's probably the most comic accurate Nightwing and best looking Nightwing figure. But anyway, so we took a look at his face. Again, he has got the whited out eyes, and he's not as happy as first appearance Dick Grayson, Nightwing is. So, but his boots are also, they're sort of sculpted. It's just sort of a cut line to indicate that he's wearing boots. But there's a great detail on the wrinkles. You can see that. And also in his glove. So those are really nice details. You know, his emblem is sculpted in to his chest and to his back. And that's really nice. And you can see he also has this small, I can't see it, but there's like a small cutout in his neck. It's a small detail, but it's really nice. The paint apps on him are really nice also. The costume is a dark, you know, navy blue, metallic-y sort of finish. It looks really sharp with, you know, with the lighter blue. Again, it's not super comic accurate as like the Hush figure, but it's a really nice, looks really nice. So I think that's great. We'll put them back together here, and you can see that we have some Eskrima sticks here, and they do come out of his hands. You know, if you wanted to take them out, but they're just silver. There's no grips or anything. They can't go in his back like DC Universe Classics Nightwing. So you want to put them, you know, in his hands or take them out. But his hands are sculpted so to hold the Eskrima sticks. So if you take them out, he's just kind of got these open fists that you know, they might look a little silly. So I keep them in there. And first appearance Nightwing can't hold them because his hands are in a fist and sort of half open pose. But yeah, so I'm going to take a look at articulation now. I'll use Modern Nightwing for this. He's got, his head rotates 360 degrees, goes up and down a little bit. His shoulders go in and out a very slight bit and around. He's got, he can bend at the waist and bend at the knee. So he's not super articulate, but just enough to kind of, you know, pose him somehow. Definitely not the level of DC Universe Classics. These are DC Direct figures, so they have your standard DC Direct articulation. The only difference in modern first appearance Nightwing is his left hand swivels around, and his head does not do the full 360 because of the collar. But I mean, who really wants to put their figure's head backwards anyway? So really, overall, these are both excellent figures, and you know, I think, especially if you're looking for the modern costume Nightwing, this is one of the best figures you're gonna find. I mean, whether you prefer this versus the Hush, you know, I'd love to get my hands on that one. I think that's probably the best in my opinion. But you know, if you're into a more articulated figure, you're gonna want to go for the DC Universe Classics Nightwing. So it's really up to, it's a matter of how big of a fan you are of Nightwing, because if you don't want to spend upwards of, you know, $80 to $100 to get these figures, unless, you're not going to want to do that unless you're a really big fan, I think, or, you know, a big collector. And, you know, if you're not really looking for them, just you keep a watch on eBay. I did see one go for maybe $40 shipped within the last year, so that was a great buy for whoever grabbed that one. But more commonly, like I said, around $80 to $100. But yeah, overall, really great figures. So I highly recommend them for any Nightwing fan or big action figure collector, if you can get your hands on them. And I hope you enjoyed this review. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Any comments or recommendations for future reviews, let me know. I'd be happy to hear them. You know, I just want to help you guys out deciding whether, you know, you're looking to buy a figure. That's, you know. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.